Hello everyone, I am Mithun, currently studying in Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering, Bengaluru. Currently, I am going to discuss the conditional branching statements in programming C. So, welcome to the conditional statements in C language. So, the C programming language is a procedural programming language that runs programs sequentially from top to bottom. However, due to certain requirements, we may need to skip some lines of code. For this, a branching statements in C are useful. We are going to discuss different types of branching statement in C along with examples for each statements. So branching statements in C. Branching statements in C are those statements in C language that helps a programmer to control the flow of execution of the program according to the requirements. And these branching statements are considered as an essential aspect of the programming languages and are essentially used for executing the specific segments of code on the basis of some conditions. So the types of branching statement in C. The branching statements in C are categorized as follows. Conditional branching statements in C. If statement, else statement, else if statement, and we have switch statement. So non-conditional statements in C. Go to statement, break statement, continue statement. Conditional branching statements in C. Conditional branching statements in C are used to execute the specific blocks of code on the basis of some condition as per requirements. And these types of branching statements in C enables the programmers to execute the code only and only certain statements are met in C. The following are different types of conditional branching. If statement. This statement is used to execute the specific block of code if a certain condition is evaluated to be true. So this is our general syntax of if statement in C. Here, in the above syntax, condition is a logical expression that is evaluated for being true or false. If the condition is evaluated to be true, then the code within the curly brackets will be executed. But if the condition is false, the code in the brackets will be skipped. So here is an example demonstrating the if statement in action. And the given example, in the given example, the if statement checks whether the value x is greater than 5 since the condition is true because x is indeed greater than 5, so the code within the curly bracket, the code in the curly bracket, and the message x is greater than or equal to 5 will be executed or are printed to the console. So else statements. The else statement in C is considered just the opposite of the if statement, and this statement is used to execute the code if the condition specified in the uh, if statement evaluated to be false. So this is a general syntax for else statement in C. If condition is true, then the statement, if the condition is true, then the statements will be executed. If false, then the other statement going to be executed. So here is an example for else statement. In this example, if statement in C checks whether x is less than 5 or not. X is less than 5 or not, and this condition is false, and the code within the if block is executed. The code within the if block will be executed, which prints the message as x is greater than or equal to 5. So else if statement. The else if statement in C is used when we want to check multiple conditions It follows an if statement and is executed if the previous if statement's condition is false. So we're going to have here we have syntax of else if statement. So the else if statement can be repeated multiple times to check for multiple conditions, and if all the conditions are false, then the code with the final else block will be executed. If the condition is true, then this will be executed. Else false, then this else false condition will be executed. So here is an example of the else if statement in action. In the example code, we have used a complete block if, else if, and else statements. We can observe here if, else if, and else statement. So the if statement first checks, this if statement will checks, whether the value is greater or not, whether the value is greater or not. Then since x is 10, since x is 10, which is less than 15, which is less than again 15. So the control moves to the else if block. Now the program checks whether x is, you know, x is greater or not. This time the condition is true, so the code block inside this else if statement will be executed, and we get required output on the screen as x is greater than 5 but less than or equal to 5. So switch statement. The switch statement in C is used when we have multiple conditions to check. It is often used as an alternative to multiple if and else if statements. So this is going to be a general syntax for switch statements. The expression in the given syntax, what are the expression in the given syntax is value being evaluated. Each case statement represent a possible way of expression, and if the expression matches case, one of the case, so the code block. So the code block within the matching case, statement is executed. If none of the cases statement matches, then the code within the default default will be executed. So example for switch statement. In the given example, the switch statement checks the value of x. Since the x is equal to 2, the code within the uh, second case, or the you know code within the second case going to be executed. The message x is equal to 2 going to be print, or x is 2 is printed as an output. In conclusion, conditional and unconditional branching statements in C are powerful tools that allows programmers to change the flow of their programs based on specific conditions, and the if-else statement allows programmers to execute code blocks based on logical conditions, while the switch statement allows programmers to select a code block based on a single value. It is important to use branching statement carefully and judicially to avoid creating code that is difficult to read or debug. In general, branching statement in C should be used sparingly and only when necessary to improve the clarity and organization of code. Thank you.